Hello, everyone. Thank you for your feedback. I enjoyed hearing how educative you found the video on high blood pressure. In that video, I said, ask me what a healthy weight for you should be. And I realized I won't have the opportunity to meet all of you in person for us to talk one on one about what a healthy weight for you should be. So I figured let's talk about it today. Why do we weigh what we weigh, and how can we achieve a healthier weight? This is a very broad topic, so I can't pretend that we're going to cover it today. This is just a brief introduction. We'll talk about other areas of health, and we probably will dedicate some time much later to focus on the topic of weight. But why do we weigh what we weigh? First is genetics, right? We inherit our weight just like we inherit our height. I say that to my patients all the time. So you can look at your family and see the similarities between yourself and other members of your family. We can also look race, population wide and see that certain races or ethnic backgrounds tend to run smaller, and certain ethnic backgrounds tend to run a little bigger. So there is a definite genetic component, and science shows hundreds of genes that are involved with weight. Our genes determine how we metabolize nutrients. Our genes determine how we store fat, where we store fat. Our genes determine how we know we're full. So there's some people who, eat a little bit and they're full, and then some people have to eat a lot more. So there's a lot that our genetics determine. And naturally, we can't do much about those genetics. We inherit what we inherit. There's also the influence of our environment, and your environment starts before you were born. So, what was your mother's health like? What was her diet? Did she smoke? Was she living with a lot of stress? Just all of those things about your mother's health and her choices influence what you're going to weigh. As you grow up, what did you eat? What was physical activity like for you? Were you outside playing, or were you more in the house playing video games, watching TV? Just all of those things have an impact. How well were you sleeping? What was stress like in your life? Was food available or wasn't it available? There's a lot that goes into determining what we weigh. And then we have just our own choices, what we've chosen to eat, how we move, what's our life like? Do we have sedentary jobs? Now, a lot of us are sedentary. Do we have jobs where we're sitting most of the time? Are we sleeping well? Are we very stressed out? So there's a lot that determines what that weight set point is. But once that weight set point is set, the body starts to defend it. So our bodies are very dynamic, our physiology, just how the body works. Our bodies work to defend weight. So everybody knows their number. You weigh you weigh a certain weight, and it might fluctuate, 5 pounds down, 5 pounds up, or maybe 2 kg down, 2 kg up, but you sort of fluctuate around a certain number. You may go on vacation or attend a lot of weddings and parties and things like that, and you ate a lot. And it's like, oh, I weigh 5 pounds more. You don't need to do anything special over the next 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Your body will just gradually settle you back down to your number. But the same thing happens when you're trying to achieve a healthier weight. You're trying to weigh less. As you make those efforts to lose weight, somewhere around 5 to 10% down, our bodies also start fighting. It's a mechanism that was supposed to take care of us. So think about people years and years ago when there was famine, there were wars and things like that. Our bodies have these mechanisms to preserve us from just wasting away. Now we don't want that, but those mechanisms are still in place. So you find that you feel more hungry when you've lost about 5 to 10% of your weight. You start to feel more hungry. You crave things you didn't crave before. You may not have been a sweet tooth. You didn't like sweet things. And now you're just craving chocolate or something like that. you start to use less energy to do the same amount of walk. You may have walked for 30 minutes before and it was a 200 calorie burn for that activity. Now you do the same thing and your body is using, I'm just throwing numbers out, your body just uses 100 calories to do the same thing. It becomes more efficient. It starts to use less energy to do the same amount of work. And then you just naturally move less. So we fidget, we move around, we do things. It's non-exercise activity. And your body just slows that down to try to preserve energy, preserve calories, and get the weight back up. So you notice that the first thing you notice is that weight loss slows. And then at some point it plateaus. You're doing everything, but nothing is happening anymore. This is typically when we get discouraged. And if you were doing something that was not sustainable, then you just give it up. And then the weight picks back up. A lot of times we actually then exceed where we started from. So somebody may have started out at 200 pounds. Maybe they came down to 180 or 175. When they regain the weight, they may now be weighing 202 or 205. You exceed that weight you started from a little bit because of these changes the body has made. And then you try again. And this time you don't lose as much weight. That plateau kicks in faster and faster, and people just get frustrated. So what can we do? First is to understand that we're not all going to weigh the same thing. Okay, so you're not looking at your friend, you're not looking at your neighbor, your co-worker. This is you. Your genes are your genes. What has brought you to this point is individual to you. So it is for you. Don't compare yourself to somebody else. 3 to 5% weight loss is what studies have shown, where studies have shown there is an improvement in health. So your blood pressure, your heart health, the pressure on your joints, all those things, the benefits are somewhere around 3 to 5%. So you could set that as your initial goal. Whatever you're weighing, I want to weigh 5% less. And then make sure that whatever you're doing to get there is something you can sustain. Don't eat things, start following a diet that is not sustainable. Any quick fix, jumpstart, all the words we use. Long term, it actually makes things worse. You want to make changes to your diet that are things that you can stick with. I'm going to cut out juices and sodas. I'm going to increase my intake of vegetables, things like that. And long term, this is for the rest of your life. You're going to stick with this. This is what you're going to do. So avoid quick fixes, set sustainable goals, small goals. It is better to small goal, you achieve that, it's part of your life. You're not struggling with it anymore. You set the next goal, then you achieve that. You are not struggling step by step to the long term instead of jumping all the way to the end and then coming back. Small sustainable goals. So no quick fixes. We're going to set small sustainable goals. You're going to 3 to 5%, right? And then you build from there. Long term, something you can sustain. The sustainability is so key. And then we're going to chase health, okay? Because it's you overall. Your BMI can say that you're obese, but you're healthy. Meanwhile, somebody at a much lower BMI is actually unhealthy. You're going to chase health. What does it look like for you to be healthier? A healthier diet that fuels you, sustains you, and promotes a longer, healthier life. We're going to be physically active because being physically active is important for your health. It's important for your heart. It's important for stress management. You want to stay strong. There's no point getting much older and being feeble. You want to be strong. You want to maintain your balance, setting those health goals. So we're going to chase health. We're going to do it in a sustainable way. We're going to realize that we are individuals and what has shaped our experience varies from person to person. So you're going to treat yourself as an individual and avoid comparison. And then you're just always going to build. When you achieve a goal, it becomes part of your lifestyle. You're not struggling with it anymore. You take the next step up. You take the next step up and you achieve a healthier weight, a healthier life overall for you. Thank you.